Well, hopefully this isn't going to take you very long because you've done all three problems. You're just confirming what your answers are. So go ahead and fast forward if you think you know. If you don't know, then just follow along. So solving each of these equations for x. Remember, that's what we're doing. We're trying to figure out what real number we can replace x with that will make the statement true. Okay, I'd like you to be able to say that. When I say, oh, what's the answer? And you tell me what the answer is, and I say y, and then you'd say, well, it's the value of x that you can replace x with. It's the real number you can replace x with that will make the statement true. Alright, so again, just like example 4, we're going to take the natural log of both sides. You can take the log base 10 of both sides if you'd like to. And I like ln because I can write it faster. That allows us to bring the ln to the x, it allows us to bring the x out front. X times ln2 equals ln10. Dividing both sides by ln2, we get x equals ln10 divided by ln of 2. And ln10 divided by ln2 is approximately equal to 3.322. Alright. So either one of these, if I'm asking for an exact value, then you've got it there. And if I'm asking for a computer calculator approximation, there you have it. Okay. Pretty sure you got that. Now, based on the example that we just did, example 6, this might be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to take my time here. What you should notice is you could either express 16 as a power of 4 and 4 as a power of 4, or you can go down to base 2. But I'm going to just go ahead and write this as 4 squared to the x plus, now I don't like this x plus 1, so I'm going to rewrite this as 4 to the x times 4 minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, and that means, oh, that doesn't mean anything. I misspoke. So that's just, I'm just going to go ahead and switch the x and the 2 here because it reminds me, oh, 4 to the x, and then we have plus 4 times 4 to the x minus 3 equals 0. So maybe this is going to help you make that u substitution. U equals 4 to the x. Again, I could have done this as 2's. I might regret doing a 4, but I'm going to just go ahead and go for it here. If we let u equal 4 to the x, then we get u squared plus 4u minus 3 equals 0. Does that help us? Is it u minus 3 and u plus 1? Sorry. Darn. It should be a minus 1. Oh, no, it shouldn't. Uh-oh. I got stuck. 4u squared. Okay, so that... Did I rewrite it? Did I write it wrong? Oh, let me check. Check real quick. Second to last example. This is number... Sorry. Yeah, I wrote it right. Oh, what are we going to do? I have to use the quadratic formula? Oh, it stink. I guess so. So, yeah, it doesn't factor, does it? Maybe I'm missing something because it's getting late. Okay, so I just made an excuse. But let's just see if we can use the quadratic formula. U equals the opposite of b, so negative 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared, 16 minus 4 times 1 times negative 3. So I'm going to make that a plus, I'm going to make that a 3, there I'm going to get 2a. So I get negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 and 12 is 28 over 2. So I get negative 4 plus or minus, so it'll be 2 radical 7 over 2, which is negative 2 plus or minus radical 7. Wow, what a mess. Okay, so that's what 4 to the x is equal to. So that's u equals that. That means that 4 to the x is equal to negative 2 plus radical 7, and 4 to the x equals negative 2 minus radical 7, which negative 2 minus radical 7 is definitely a negative number. Negative 2 plus radical 7, well, that's a positive number. Okay, because radical 7 is bigger than radical 4. Radical 4 would be 2. Negative 2 plus 2 would be 0. So 4 to the x equaling that means we can save this. It didn't factor, it was right. And if we take the ln of both sides, we get x ln 4 equals ln of negative 2 plus radical 7. So don't be scared. Don't be afraid of that. It's okay. x equals ln of, I don't like that negative 2 plus, I like radical 7 minus 2 over on a 4. And this would be a fun one to see what it looks like on the calculator. Let me see if I can squeeze that in. You know, it's funny, once I show the calculator on there, you don't really see the... Yeah, so I'm going to just leave that right there. And so I'm going to type in ln of radical 7. What did I do? Okay, hold on, let me clear that out. Let me do that again. I really don't like this calculator, actually. Radical 7, and I need a right arrow. Okay, minus 2. Alright, that looks good. And then divided by ln of 4. And that gives me that. So hopefully you got that. Negative 0.315. Okay, because that's what I got. Negative 0.315. Okay, so I'm going to go with that. I'm not checking my answers. I'm counting on you guys to tell me if I'm right or wrong. If I'm wrong, I got to redo the whole video. Alright, last one. Solving e to the x is equal to the opposite of x. Well, alright, so I'm going to actually write this down this time. I'm going to write y1. There's my y1. y2, there's my y2. Okay? E to the x. So we should be able to do this pretty easily. Let's take this in. y1 is e to the x. That's a pretty easy one. And then y2 is the opposite of x. So we know what that looks like as well. So graph. There's e to the x. There's the opposite of x. So we've got that down. I hope you guys get this one right. Second, calculate 5. I can't even tell you how important this is. It's used all the time in calculus. First curve, second curve, enter, 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 enter. And you should get, again, the x-coordinate of the point of intersection is the solution to the equation. Do not give me the coordinates of this point of intersection and say that that is the solution. It means you don't know what you're doing. Okay? So if you don't know what you're doing yet, that's fine. Just learn how to do this and learn what that means. X equals that. We don't see any y's in our equation, right? There's no y's in there. And so x is about equal to negative 0.567. Okay, so if you don't really understand that yet, really try to meditate on that so that you understand why the x-coordinate of the point of intersection is the actual solution to the equation. Okay? So I don't know how else to tell you that, but if anybody comes up with something better that helps clarify that, that would be great. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the evening. Hopefully you're not staying up till 3 in the morning watching these exciting videos, because you'll stay awake because they're so riveting.